could you keep this from me?
I was scared, Dad. I didn't know what to do.
Sometimes the truth doesn't destroy families. Lies do.
Late at night, my phone lit up with a message from my daughter. It was a simple question, but it carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken conversations. "Dad, why have you been so distant lately?" I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering over the keyboard. How do you explain a chasm that has been forming for years? "Sometimes," I typed back, "distance is what happens when questions don't have easy answers." A few moments later, she replied, "Mom says you're overthinking things again," a familiar sting. I sighed. The truth often looks like overthinking to those who are hiding from it. The 3 dots appeared and disappeared. She was typing, deleting, retyping. Finally, after all these years, why don't you trust her? Trust, such a fragile thing. Trust isn't a permanent trophy you win once, I explained. It's a living thing that needs to be fed by honesty. It withers when actions quietly change. Her response was quick, sharp. "That's paranoid and unfair." I took a deep breath before I continued. "Is it? Or is it unfair to assume secrets can stay buried forever? Do you really believe that?" She went on the defensive. "Mom loves you. She would never do anything to betray our family." The words hung in the air, a beautiful sentiment that reality had already shattered for me. "Love and betrayal can be strange bedfellows," I wrote. "They can exist in the same heart, in the same space," she shot back. "You're just trying to turn me against my own mother." I had to stay calm. This wasn't about winning an argument. "No," I replied carefully. "I'm not turning against anyone. I'm just turning toward the facts, not letting emotions lead the way." "Facts? What facts could you possibly have?" she demanded. This was the moment, the point of no return. I paused, choosing each word with surgical precision. "Do you remember all those nights? The ones when your mother came home late, with no real explanation, just vague stories about work or friends?" Her reply was a dismissal. "Adults have complicated lives, Dad. You should be more understanding." I felt a wave of exhaustion. Understanding shouldn't require me to be blind. She came back with, "You're being so dramatic and cold." The accusation didn't land. I was past feeling. "When you've been running on emotional fumes for years," I typed, "what's left is a kind of calm." "It's not coldness, it's exhaustion." "So why now? Why bring all this up now?" she asked. I thought about the timing, about the years I'd spent wrestling with my doubts. "The truth chooses its own time to surface," I replied. "It doesn't wait for a convenient moment." Her anger flared again. "You're trying to ruin our family's image." The idea of our image was almost laughable. "Families are ruined by lies, not by the exposure of them." She tried a different angle. "Mom sacrificed everything for us." I didn't doubt her sacrifices, but they were tainted. "A sacrifice loses its meaning when it's built on a foundation of deception," I said. "What are you implying? Just say it." She demanded. The air was thick with tension, even through the cold glass of our phones. I took a deep breath and sent the message that would change everything. I quietly did a DNA test. The silence that followed was deafening. I could picture her on the other end, staring at those words, the world tilting on its axis. Then the rage came. "You are cruel, heartless." My fingers were steady as I typed my response. No, cruelty would have been to live the rest of my life suspecting the truth and never seeking it. Cruelty would have been leaving you in the dark, too. Why would you even doubt I was your child? She asked, the hurt palpable in her words. Doubt didn't come first, I explained. Evidence did. The doubt came after. She clutched at straws. Mom explained everything. She said the test is fake. My heart ached for her, for the impossible position she was in. Science doesn't have feelings, I wrote. It doesn't care who it disappoints. Her loyalty was fierce. I trust my mother more than I trust you. I had expected that. If trust is real, I replied, it should be able to survive the facts. Her next message was a cry of pain. You are tearing my world apart. My own world had been torn apart long ago. I was just now seeing the pieces for what they were? No, I answered. I'm finally seeing my own world clearly. What are you going to do? The question was practical, terrified. I've already contacted him, I replied. Your biological father. The shock was immediate. That's a betrayal, she accused. Returning the truth to its rightful owner isn't betrayal. It's correction. Her next words were a plea. I don't want another father. That choice was taken from us a long time ago, I wrote back. Without my consent. You're abandoning me emotionally, she said. I had to make her understand. I unknowingly carried a lie that wasn't mine for years. That's its own kind of burden. She tried to justify her position. I defended her because I believed her. Belief is powerful. I conceded, but it doesn't erase consequences. Then came the question I had been dreading. Do you still consider me your daughter? I paused for a long time. Love doesn't just vanish overnight, I finally sent. Do you hate her, my mother? Hate is a waste of energy, I typed. I need my energy for healing. She's crying, my daughter messaged. She's blaming you for everything, I sighed. Accountability often feels like blame to the person who has to face it, she began to plead. Please, Dad, stop this. Let's just pretend nothing happened. The thought was suffocating. Pretending has already cost me decades of my life. Our family will never be the same, she wrote, a statement of fact. It was never what we thought it was, I replied. A new kind of fear entered her messages. Where am I supposed to go now? Your real father has already agreed to support you, I explained. Her response was immediate. You're sending me away. I'm stepping back, I corrected. I'm not erasing you. I feel so unwanted and confused. My heart went out to her. Confusion is the first step toward finding the truth. She then asked the hardest question of all. Do you regret raising me? No, I said, and I meant it with every fiber of my being. Raising you was the realest thing in my life. The biology doesn't change that. She was crying now. I could tell from the way her messages came in broken pieces. Will you just ... disappear? I need space, I replied honestly. I need time to rebuild myself from the ground up. She admitted, I'm angry, but I'm also scared. I saw a flicker of hope in that. Fear means change is happening. It's not always a bad thing. Will we ever talk again? Time will decide that, I answered, not anger. She sent one final message. I just wish things were different. I typed my last reply of the night. I just wish the honesty had come sooner. The chat fell silent. I set my phone down, my hands trembling. A wave of pain washed over me, but underneath it, for the first time in years, was a strange and profound calm. My life, my past, my future, it was no longer built on a lie. And in that devastating truth, there was a quiet, painful, and undeniable freedom.